if you and I were at dinner, Thanksgiving or something, and there's 12 people at the table, and I start talking to you about, I don't know, the COVID vaccines may have adverse side effects. There was never an ability to simply reach under the table as an intelligence agency or as the Department of Homeland Security or as the Pentagon or the State Department and just turn off the volume when we talk to each other peer to peer. But since the lion's share of all communication is digital, especially the politically impactful ones, that capacity now allows our blob, our foreign policy establishment, to effectively control every election, or at least tilt every election around the world. And they've sprawled this into 140 countries. And Trump is going to run into every single regional desk at the State Department, every single equity at the Pentagon, arguing that if you do not allow us to continue this censorship work, it will undermine national security because it will allow Russian favored narratives to win the day in the Ivory Coast, in Chad, in Niger, and Brazil, and Venezuela, and Central and Eastern Europe. You're going to have the State Department argue that if we don't have this counter misinformation capacity, then extremists will win elections around the world, or populists will win the election around the world. And that will undermine the power of our democratic institutions, essentially our programming, our assets in the region. And they've built this enormous capacity. We use it because it works, because it wins. And the fact is Trump probably only won this election because, for the same reason, he probably only won the 2016 election, which was, in both cases, there was largely a free internet. It was when Trump got censored into oblivion in 2020 by the U.S. government under his nose, working with webs of outside NGOs and Pentagon front groups to mass censor virtually every narrative that he was putting out, that he lost. So it does work to win elections, and there's a regional desk at the State Department covering every country on earth. Victoria Nuland, had a desk that covered about 20 countries. So every country, the State Department is a preferred winner of that election. We work with all political parties, and that's a hugely powerful tool to lose. It's just twisted and evil, and it needs to. And we need to win. I don't want to say fair fights, but dipping into this sort of dark sorcery power